Hey guys, it's Paradise, and what is your most anticipated game of 2025? This year is packed with exciting releases, and it's tough to keep track of all the incredible titles heading our way. Today, we're going to dive into some of the most highly anticipated games set to launch in 2025. For this list, rather than coming up with our own titles, we thought it would be fun and more interesting to go through some of the top games according to Google. And the trends for 2025 are shaping up to be a year of long-awaited releases, as some of these games have been in development for over a decade and are finally coming out. So of course we'll go through the highlights, but don't forget to share your personal picks that you're looking forward to in the comments down below. Monster Hunter Wilds kicks it off as one of the biggest releases of the year, and Capcom are making some fundamental changes to their formula. This time, the game will introduce a seamless, more open design to its world, where players can traverse vast locales without loading screens. There are revamped mechanics with new moves like offset attacks and monster clashes, making it a bit more intense in those hunts. We don't know too much about the story at the moment, but it seems to follow the delicate balance of the ecosystem, which is disrupted by the arrival of the flagship monster Arkveld. Of course, Arkveld is looking like an awesome monster, and it threatens to upend everything. It has a release date of February 28th, 2025, and Monster Hunter Wilds is launching on PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S. So if you're a seasoned hunter or a new player to the franchise, this promises to be the most ambitious entry yet, with an ecosystem that truly feels alive. Next up, Hideo Kojima is back with Death Stranding 2, and it looks like it's going to be just as weird and awesome as the first one. Kojima is one of those devs that always gets us hyped, and even though Death Stranding wasn't for everyone, a ton of people did love it. We're talking over 19 million players. Death Stranding 2 takes place in a broken world that's still recovering from the events of the first game. We'll be playing as Sam Porter Bridges again, and the story is all about connection and the human spirit, but this time it goes even deeper into the weirdness of the Death Stranding. The star-studded cast is back, but this time with new additions like Ellie Fanning, and for the gameplay we haven't seen much of it, but there are new ways to get around, and the combat has also been improved. With Kojima's awesome storytelling and unique gameplay, this sequel could be everything people wanted from the first game. Get ready to slay demons medieval style in the new Doom: The Dark Ages. This game takes the classic Doom franchise and throws it back in time, ditching the futuristic guns for some good old-fashioned demon slaying with newly introduced shields. The game's still got that fast-paced, heart-pounding action that Doom is known for, but now you'll be battling through medieval-style environments, using strategy and skill to take down hordes of enemies. It's a classic story, but with a Doom twist. Doom: The Dark Ages launches on 2025 for PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S. So if you've ever dreamed of taking down demons in the oldie times, this is your game. Next up, the creators of Ghost of Tsushima are back with Ghost of Yōtei. If you missed the first Ghost game, you totally missed out, as it was legendary. So get ready for the newest game from Sucker Punch, Ghost of Yōtei, featuring a new hero, Atsu, and a fresh story. It builds on what made Ghost of Tsushima so awesome, and this sequel is all about exploring freely through the jaw-dropping visuals of the new wildlands of Ezo, which is modern-day Hokkaido. The game happens in 1603, which is over 300 years after Jin Sakai's story from the original, and it follows Atsu's journey in a land of huge grasslands, snowy tundras, and unexpected dangers. Ezo, which wasn't ruled by Japan back then, is totally different from the structured samurai clans of Tsushima. Ghost of Yōtei is being made for PlayStation 5 using the platform's power to create stunning landscapes, massive views, and better environmental interactions. In this game, we can expect even smoother swordplay, expanded stealth moves, and new weapons that fit right into the setting. Sucker Punch have said that the skyboxes and weather will have unique features, such as shimmering auroras lighting up the sky, and winds moving realistically through grass and plants, so the world is going to feel more alive than ever. It comes out in 2025, although there's no solid release date just yet. Next, if you're a fan of the GameCube, you will be happy to hear that Samus is back to destroy some space pirates in Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. This game looks like it takes the best parts of the series, the exploration, the puzzles, and more, but takes them to a whole new level on new hardware. So far, we've seen the power suit, Power Beam Missile Launcher, Morph Ball, and Scan Visor all returning. There isn't any information if this game will be releasing on the long-awaited Nintendo Switch 2, but even on its current platforms, things are looking exciting. Of course, we all need to get ready for the highly anticipated Grand Theft Auto 6, set to release in fall of 2025 on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series, with a PC release likely coming in 2026. Rockstar Games is taking players back to the iconic Vice City, now part of the larger state of Leonida. It's a modern reimagining of the neon-lit locale. And GTA 6 will be introducing 2 protagonists, including the series' first female lead, Lucia. But to add to that, we have a mysterious male partner, creating a Bonnie and Clyde-style dynamic as they navigate the criminal underworld. The narrative promises to intertwine their stories in unexpected ways, with new regions being inspired by rural Florida. So with Rockstar's new ambitions, it seems they're creating the most massive and insane Grand Theft Auto, and it's bound to be the best GTA yet. Next up, Fable is back, and it's bringing all of the whimsical charm and captivating stories that we love. It's being developed by Playground Games, the people behind the Forza Horizon series, and this new game takes us to a reimagined Albion, where nature and magic are best buds and adds sword fights, spellcasting, and classic RPG fun, all with that signature Fable humor that we can't get enough of. The early trailers are looking amazing with stunning visuals and a giant voice by Richard Ayoade. It has a vibrant world full of colourful characters, fantastical creatures, and a ton of British wit. It's being powered by the Forza Tech engine, which is what allows Fable's landscapes, weather, and environments to look as jaw-dropping as they do in the trailer. Just like the good old days, we'll be facing moral choices that will shape the world and our hero's legacy, and with rumors of a Witcher 3 inspired combat system, as well as a gripping story, Fable is looking like a 2025 must-play. Fable will be launching exclusively on Xbox Series and PC. And then we have Crimson Desert, an awesome game that mixes a thrilling story with intense action in a world ravaged by war. You play as a mercenary leader, juggling the challenges of managing your band of warriors while navigating personal and political struggles. The game's environments are dynamic, and the real-time weather effects make it feel super immersive. The combat system is very innovative and blends strategy and skill, and Crimson Desert comes out in 2025, where you can play it on PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series. Whether you're into RPGs or just action games, this is a game that's definitely worth checking out, at least from the early hands-on sessions where we got to try it. Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra takes you on a crazy adventure through World War II, mixing Marvel's awesome characters with crazy historical stuff. It's being developed by Skydance New Media and is led by writer Amy Hennig of Uncharted fame. The game features a young Steve Rogers as Captain America and Azori, the Black Panther of 1943. They don't exactly get along, but they have to work together to fight Hydra. The game's setting includes occupied Paris and the hidden jungles of Wakanda. With amazing environments built with Epic's meta-human creator for lifelike characters, Wakanda's impenetrable jungle hides a nation trying to stay hidden while protecting its interests during this crazy time. You'll also encounter a mysterious third super soldier, which is hinted at in the trailer, which makes the story even more awesome. With fast-paced combat, rich storytelling, and stunning visuals, Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra will make you feel like you're in a Marvel movie. It's going to be available on PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series. Next up, we have Pokémon Legends Z and A. It's taking us to Lumoy's City in the Kalos region. The game is set in a modernized Kalos that's getting a major urban redevelopment, where people and Pokémon are living together in peace. Well-known spots are back, but they look amazing now, with glowing wireframes and holographics mixed in with the old-school charm. Mega Evolutions also seems to be back, making things even more strategic, and Pokémon Legends was of course a massive hit, and we loved the formula, so just like Metroid, it will be interesting to see if this drops for the Nintendo Switch too. Either way, we're super excited to dive into this one when it releases in 2025 for Nintendo platforms. These are just a few of the games that everyone is hyped about according to Google. It is a bit weird if the list doesn't have some of the big games that are coming out soon though, so here is a quick run through of some of these games that we think should be on here as honorable mentions. If you're into old crime action, then you'll be happy to hear that Mafia is back with a new entry in the series with Mafia: The Old Country. The game is set in the 1900s in Sicily, and you'll be playing as Enzo Vavara as he joins the Teresi crime family. The game is going to be a bit more linear than Mafia 3 to make it even more focused on the story. It would also be weird not to include Assassin's Creed Shadows, as Assassin's Creed is such a big franchise, and so many people play these games every time they drop. This time, the game is set in Japan and features dual playable characters. Then we have the first Berserker Khazan. This action game puts a spin on the grueling action combat style with intense combat and an anime-esque cel-shaded look. It's based on the world of the iconic Dungeon Fighter Online, and the game will tell the revenge story of one of the world's most heroic characters. We have played it and it was a ton of fun, stacked with progression and enjoyable combat. Light No Fire is next, and it's from the makers of No Man's Sky. This is a more fantasy-based game that ditches the universe sandbox for a planet-sized one instead. This might sound like a downgrade, but when they say planet-sized, they mean it. They're trying to create a game world that is the size of real-life Earth to play on. From the look of the trailer and the fact that Hello Games have made an epic comeback, Light No Fire is something we're super excited about. Now, we do absolutely love the Borderlands series, and we've covered it heavily here on the channel, so we can't wait to get our hands on Borderlands 4. We know that this game continues the story just after the events of the third game, and this time we're on an all-new planet called Kairos, which is ruled by a totally bonkers dictator called the Timekeeper. You'll get to play as 4 new Vault Hunters, which means brand new skills and a lot of fun, and of course a lot of loot and guns. But Elden Ring Nightreign is also on the horizon and is a massive one that we're super surprised wasn't on the list. If you haven't seen Nightreign before, think of it as an Elden Ring multiplayer hyper remix. This time, movement speed has been increased and players are able to team up with other players to defeat increasingly difficult bosses across 15-minute days. Things have been simplified with a bigger focus on getting you into the action, as well as it having a more defined class system. Well, with all of these games, 2025 and beyond is going to be an epic year for gaming. No matter what you're into, there is something for everyone, but which games are you most excited for? Tell us in the comments and share this video with your friends to keep the hype going.